Welcome to Lesson 3 of Grossmont Union High School District's online course for Google Drive, Managing Files. To get started, we'll take a look at the assignment overview. We'll then take a look at how to create Google Drive files, including understanding the file type purpose and function for a large set of Google Drive file types. We'll then take a look at how to organize those files, and then install the G Suite training extension, which will be useful as an in-app tutorial service for you as you further explore each app on your own. We'll conclude by uploading and converting Microsoft file types into the Google Drive equivalent. In Lesson 3, Managing Files, students will be able to create various types of Google Drive files, including docs, slides, forms, sheets, drawings, My Maps, sites, and slides. Students will also be able to explain the general purpose and function of various Google Drive file types, organize Google Drive files into folders, utilize resources for continued growth and understanding of file type functions and features, and upload and convert Microsoft file types into the Google Drive equivalent, including Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and Adobe PDFs. Students will demonstrate their learning by reflecting on their current Google Drive file management practices, installing the G Suite Training Chrome extension, creating and organizing various file types into folders, and matching Google Drive file types to real-world tasks. Within the process section, students will start out by reflecting and answering in the white box provided. You're watching this video to learn about all the steps and procedures and processes involved with managing Google Drive files. Students will then answer a question, install the G Suite Training Chrome extension, complete a creating and organizing files activity, including creating files, organizing them, and inserting a screenshot as evidence. And lastly, next, we will take a look at uploading and converting files, where you'll follow a process to download Microsoft file types and then upload them and convert them into a specified Google Drive folder. And finally, you'll insert a screenshot as evidence of this. Our last activity is the matching activity, where you're going to match the Google Drive application for its best real-world use. Notice, in order to modify the Google drawing, you must double-click to open it. And drag the Google app to the proper location. So within Google Drive, there's a couple ways to create files. The first way is to click the plus new button. We notice we have options for docs, sheets, slides, and if we select more, we see forms, drawings, My Maps, sites, and some other external apps that I've installed. Another way to do it is to look at the open space here within a folder. I'm in my Google File Types folder. Right click, and we see the same option that pops up. To create a file, we simply select the file type that we'd like to create. It's going to open it into a new window. Now we notice when we open it, if we don't make any changes to it, we see that it doesn't show up in our folder yet. So it's not technically saved in Drive here. What we need to do is add any sort of modification to the document. When we do that, we notice we have the folder option populate and we have the start option. And we also notice in our folder that it's created the document here. We can move our files in a couple ways. We can actually select the file within here and drag it and drop it into any folder within our sidebar once we expand our My Drive. If I have the sample folder closed, but I know that there's other folders within it, I can click and drag and it'll auto expand. So that's a nice feature as well. We'll keep it in the My Files. Another way to move your files is when you open your file, you notice you see the folder icon within the file itself. It says Move To. We can click that file and we can organize it within this pop-up window. Sample folder, notice there's the one. I can't move it here because it's already here, it's in Google File Types. If I want to move it, I can simply click this folder and then I can move it there. If I don't have a folder yet created that I want to put the file in, I can actually create a new folder within this option. Check mark to create it. and then it'll go right to this new folder, and then I can move it here if I want to. For now, I want to keep it in my Google file types. I can also star it. If I star it, that means it's important. When I go back to my drive, just like we talked about before, it'll show up in my starred section. There's another option also for storing and organizing our files within folders. We can do what's called creating an alias of a file, which means I have one file, but I actually want to put it in 2 different folders because it may apply to 2 different places. So if I have my untitled document, right now it's in Google File Types, right here. Let's say that I want it not only in Google File Types, but I want this one document to exist also in this _ folder inside. Notice how there's nothing in it? So what we can do is click the document, and we're going to do Shift-Z. Hold Shift and press Z. And now I can go find the folder that I want to put it into. And I want to put it in this one and add it here. So it's been added to that folder as well. If you want to undo it, select that. If you want to close the notification, just dismiss it. And now when I go to this _ folder, I see that the document is there as well. And it's there as well. So it's in 2 places. Let's take a look at the different types of files that Google offers us. This first one is a Google Doc. This is the equivalent to Microsoft Word. This will be the word processing document within Google Drive. Google Sheets is the Excel spreadsheet. You can insert charts, you can organize data, you can make graphs. So this is really all about maintaining data. Google Slides will be like Microsoft PowerPoint. When we go to more, Google Forms, creating a form is a great way to collect information from students or collect information from stakeholders. It's also a way where you can create quizzes, multiple choice questions, or actually build assignments within Google Forms. Each Google form that you make will house data that's collected, not only within the form itself, but also within a Google Sheet. So when you create a form, you'll attach all the responses, will be dumped into a Google Sheet that you can use to organize as well. Google Drawings are great for creating posters, infographics, timelines, to visually represent information. You can package your lessons as a Google Drawing, or you can also have students create within Google Drawing. Google My Maps is a great way to have students or teachers create their own maps. So when you open up a Google My Map, you'll notice that you can customize it with layers. You can add your own markers, creating your own customized map that you can use to house content for your students. Or students can create their own maps and add content, media files, text, information to their own map. And Google Site is the Google version of a website, whether you're doing digital portfolios or creating your own teacher website. It's a great way to package and house information that you're going to be sharing with a lot of people. To understand the file types a little more, it's important for you to have an avenue to explore and understand in more detail about these certain file types. What we're going to do now is we're going to install what's called the G Suite Chrome extension. The G Suite Chrome extension will allow us to have an in-app tutorial service for most all of the Google file types that we've just went over. Once you go back to any of your Google Docs, whether it's slides, sheets, let's take a look at this Google Doc here, for example. I refreshed it, or I opened it fresh, and notice that the icon populates here. If we click G Suite Training App, we notice that the Training app populates on the right. We see headers, and if we go through some of the tutorials, Introduction to Google Docs Home, navigation, find your files, sort your files, creating and working with documents. So this is all in reference to how to use a Google Doc. Simply click the playlist.
Working with Google Docs on the web is fast and efficient. There are tools
and it goes through brief tutorials, and some of them are actually interactive. You can end the lesson at any time you want. When we go back, and you'll notice that there'll be a check mark. I know this after you finish each of these little tutorial videos here. So this is a great way, if you're working within a Google File app, to expand tutorial services and get any questions answered that you may have about your particular file type. We're now going to talk about uploading and converting files. Before we do this, we want to take a look and confirm our settings within Google Drive. So let's open our settings again, and we want to notice converting uploads. Convert uploaded files to Google Docs editor format. What this is going to do, if this is checked, that means that if I upload a PowerPoint or an Excel spreadsheet, then what it's going to do is it's going to automatically convert that Microsoft file into a Google equivalent. If we uncheck this, what this means is we can upload the PowerPoint or the Excel or the Microsoft Word document into Google Drive, and it preserves the Microsoft format. It's not going to automatically convert it. So depending upon your purpose, you may want to check or uncheck this. My purpose right now is I actually want to take PowerPoint files or Microsoft files from my computer, and I want to convert them while I upload them into Google Drive. Because I don't need the Microsoft format anymore, I just want to convert them into the Google equivalent. So I'm going to check this. Select Done. So I'm going to upload, plus New, File Upload. And I'm going to search for my file. And let's say here's a PowerPoint that I want to upload and convert to a Google Slides equivalent. It's uploading. Now notice I uploaded the PowerPoint PPTX file, which is Microsoft, and it automatically converted it into a Google Slides presentation. There's the Google Slides logo. And that was because I had that checked in the settings. And they're converted to Google Slides. If we go back to our settings and we uncheck this, we don't want to convert it. If I upload it again, we'll see the difference. Uploading the same file, and now we notice that it uploaded it and it preserved the PowerPoint format. So if I go to open this within Google, because it's Microsoft, it's going to ask me, do I want to download it, print it, or I can open it with Google Slides, and at that point it will convert it as well. But if you want to preserve it in PowerPoint and just store it in Google Drive, you can do that as well, and then just re-download it at a later time. And that ends our tutorial on managing files.